Hello Libra, welcome to your reading for 30th of May through to the 6th of June 2026. And as always, it's going to be general, so please take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. Let's welcome in the archangels, ascended masters, light beings, spirit guides, our higher selves, and any animal, ancestral or dragon guides you feel resonant with, Libra, not to mention the collectives of the Arcturians, Pleiadians, Sirians, Andromedans, Blue Avians, Alpha Centaurians, and many others that are assisting us with the energies at this time. Okay, Libra, let's see. Wow, we have the Tower here. Seven of Pentacles, Six of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. So there could be an insight or something that is, or a surprise of sorts, that's kind of moved you into a consolidatory kind of inner contemplation of events that have gone down, okay, just recently, I think, Libra. And maybe you're kind of reflecting on this. It could also be that, maybe you've had to go through a reality check of some sort. Maybe there's been some things that have changed around you. And, or maybe you are considering some changes, okay? Maybe, you've gone through some changes just recently. Something's changed. And maybe you're kind of reflecting on it and, just seeing how you're going with it. We also have the Lovers here. You also have the Page of Wands, Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. Wow. We're going to jump straight to the underlying theme here, Libra, because this is the standout at the moment. Ten of Wands and Ten of Cups. So Ten of Wands is that something is kind of wrapping up, or that you've come to, that you're needing to take a break, basically, as well. Okay. And I think this is going to, this break or this change is going to move you towards the Ten of Cups. So this is emotional fulfillment, emotional, spiritual and creative fulfillment here, possibly as well. So I think whatever event this was that has sort of happened recently, maybe the last few months or few weeks, I think there's good's going to come from it, okay? At the moment, you also have this Page of Wands here. And this is like very enthusiastic inner child energy. So maybe you are moving into feelings of being enthusiastic, taking initiative, and doing some things, maybe some active things as well. With the Lovers here, that can be talking about your, I guess, in terms of self-understanding, because the Lovers can talk about relationship, but it may also be talking about your spiritual connection to your higher self, okay? So I feel that there's something about your higher self or self-understanding that you are either being inspired by a higher level of self-understanding, or you're moving into greater self-understanding. And as we said, underlying theme, good is going to come from that self-understanding, self-compassion, and possibly spirit connection, okay, with your Ten of Cups here. And it's likely that maybe after recent events, maybe you have needed to take a break as well. So that's a theme, is to really rest and rejuvenate and contemplate and sort of really focus on, I guess, this emotional abundance and spiritual abundance. Emotional, spiritual, and creative abundance, we're going to say. General direction moving forward. This is a kind of like you here, Libra, Two of Pentacles, being adaptable and open to things happening in a different way from what you perhaps think that it's going to happen. So it's being open to things changing, things happening in different ways. Because, interestingly enough, even if this is sort of like a spontaneous, playful energy, like, okay, this is happening now, this is not happening now, this is, you know, whatever. It's like this is ultimately going to help you to move towards, or actually it's simultaneously at the same time, you're going to need to be in this state whilst having peace of mind. Because this is you moving into Six of Swords, which is mindfulness, meditation, but more like mindfulness. So doing something that is... So it's almost like this energy, Libra, of with your creative adaptability. It's like being present here, for example. He's really focused on the juggling here. So being present in whatever it is that you're doing. But then perhaps not making, you know, too many plans too far ahead. Like, you know, use your discretion when I say that. Because I get this feeling that this is like about you being present and being creatively adaptable in the moment or on the day or within the week or something like that. And sort of going with the flow more, okay? Because this is what's going to help you to relax and have greater peace of mind. If that's something you're looking for, if you already have you know, a great level of peace of mind, then that's probably not going to apply. But that could simply be that you're moving into, if that, you know, you could also be just moving into a calmer phase. And maybe you're needing to be a bit creatively adaptable at the start so that you can create that those calmer waters, so to speak. Let's have a look here. Five of Cups. Yeah, there's something that you're leaving behind here, and maybe it was the effects of this event that went down, but you are going to be turning around and moving towards something that is more peaceful and harmonious for you. So this is the Five of Cups. This is like at the moment, you could be a little bit Libra dwelling on something that hasn't worked out the way you've wanted it to. But there's these other cups here of opportunity, okay? Ten of Swords is the energy of, you know, exhaustion, mental fatigue, okay? So maybe this is, this dwelling here is causing this mental fatigue. And, you know, and that could be an outcome if I guess this energy here has been particularly challenging, this Tower moment or this event that happened, possibly external to you or internal, okay, an internal realization. But it's really about focusing on what these two cups may be. And here we have across the reading here, the Two of Cups, we have the Page of Cups here, which is talking about focusing on your emotions. So looking after your emotional well-being and doing what you need to, Libra, to change your state of consciousness or your emotional state. Page of Cups also talks about creativity, intuition, spirituality. It's interesting that we have, I thought that was a swan, but it's actually another dragon there in the distance. Yeah. So taking a look at those aspects of your life and seeing if there's something or if there's an opportunity that is in those areas that you can sort of partake of, because I think this is what the Two of Cups is talking about here. You know, if there's a little bit of despondency and mental fatigue in your outcome, it's really about focusing on what your Page of Cups can offer. This is your inner child as well, okay? Your inner creative, spiritual and intuitive child. And the Devil, this is what you may not be seeing at the moment, is that, you know, there could be habits and ways of doing things that you've been attached to that you know, you may need to be processing and looking at this time. But by doing that, we're going to read it this way now as well. If this is, for example, your inner child that is sort of being trapped and not able to express, it's really about accessing your inner child somehow. Okay, there's something about inner child healing and inner child work that could assist you here, Libra. Knight of Swords, Seven of Pentacles again, and the Four of Pentacles. So very much these energies of earth and grounding. This is kind of like your energy here, Libra. Your air, okay, cardinal air. This is about that having your sword of truth and really moving forward with an investigative mindset, communicating, being sort of determined to get to the bottom of things, And I think this has to do with your inner child. And yeah, you also have the Seven of Pentacles, which we did have at the start. So there could be some, you know, Libra, if you're one of those Libras that suffers a little bit from procrastination and has difficulty making decisions, this is perhaps a call to do something practical out in nature that's going to help you to go through a reflection in a grounded, realistic way, and to really get in touch with nature again. Okay, if that's something that you feel you've been missing out on. Because nature is one of the greatest healers. Okay, so partaking of the energies of nature, being outside, could be really of assistance here. And here we have the Four of Pentacles, which is interesting. We did talk about being present here earlier with the Two of Pentacles in being creative and adaptable, but also being present in the moment. And this is what the Four is sort of saying here, Four of Pentacles. So I think Spirit's kind of emphasizing that for you there. So being present, being really grounded, and I guess sort of investigating and having like a bit of a courageous mindset when it comes to releasing yourself from habits or beliefs even, or values that have been holding you back here with the Devil. Okay. And I think the key to that is your inner child here. There's something about accessing your inner child that's really going to help here. Let's grab you a dragon guide as well. Golden Atlantean Dragon. Wow. Helps you remember the wisdom of Golden Atlantis. Okay, and I think you are going to go through a remembering of perhaps your childhood and things that happened in your childhood. And it says here, awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts and talents, and reclaim your mastery. And I'm also going to put in there, it's interesting that we have this dragon with the crystal, and here we have a dragon looking at the cup. The cup suit of water talks about, you know, the element, all those things to do with creativity, spirituality, intuition, relationships, emotions. And I kind of feel like this is a bit of a key to accessing your inner wisdom. Because the inner child often has a lot of wisdom to share. So it's about really accessing that energy, and in some way, if you feel like you need to see a therapist or just try some, you know, personal reflections and deep introspective time on your own, but really make sure you don't have interruptions, and really consider it as like a sacred practice, okay? Because you are, in investigating the inner child, you're also investigating your higher self, because the inner child has access to the higher self as well, I believe. Because as we know, as children, we love unconditionally, okay? And it's very spiritual, high frequency of unconditional love that is held within the inner child. So it's really about accessing that and finding out, you know, if, you know, what happened, okay? If something happened back there. This is a 7th dimensional dragon, so definitely a high frequency dragon here for you, Libra, to call on. Yeah, Golden Atlantean Dragon. So you may have had a life in Atlantis, past life, okay? The other thing here is about crystals. So utilizing crystals to assist you, and you can research this, using crystals for chakra work, for energy healing, for emotional things as well, okay? And and for creativity as well, really great. And also spiritual, if you're looking to, do spiritual work, looking at the upper chakras and the whole chakra system. Utilizing crystals, possibly, if that resonates with you. Here we have the Hermit. So, Spirit's sort of saying here as well is time to do some soul work, which is what we're kind of talking about with that inner child work and looking at the higher self. Okay, the Hermit is definitely that energy of contemplating your soul. Okay, the deeper aspects of you. Eight of Swords, and this is what I believe you are, in alignment with your devil here, with the attachments and unhelpful beliefs that have been holding you back. This is what you are addressing. Okay, so we literally have the Hermit. Literally, Spirit saying, go within to look at this stuff, the beliefs that have been holding you back. Okay, all the values, all the perceptions. Okay. Or the accumulation of experiences that you have come to believe are normal and that may have been holding you back. Okay. Nine of Swords, so this is something else that you would be considering. You have 9 and 10 of Swords in your reading, Libra. So this is stress. Really looking, Spirit saying to ask yourself, what stresses you? Are there certain environments or certain types of people that are stressful for you to be around? Certain types of information or things that you hear or see. So it's really about looking after here we have the Page of Cups again, looking after your emotions here, looking at your emotional well-being, Libra. And the Five of Pentacles. This is also about, keeping an eye out, or keeping open, being creative, adaptable and flexible, so that having that mindset so that you can ask for help, or if you need it, or even if you're looking at information, if you're researching things here. Maybe you're researching or investigating things here with your Knight of Swords in terms of your inner self, maybe your hobbies, interests, what you love to do as a child. Really accessing the resources around you, and even people as well, of course, that can help you out, would be helpful there as well, Libra. Because sometimes help can come from unexpected sources. Okay, that's also what the Five of Pentacles is saying. It's like, well, just, you may be assuming that there's no help, but there could well be. Here we have Shine Your Light. This is the Lemurian Star Child Oracle. It says wise action, space for grace, and Kuan Yin. Yeah. I feel like if there's an event or something that's gone on, Libra, here, that's kind of thrown you a little bit, but you're going to be moving towards more peace and harmony, okay? Kuan Yin here could be a beautiful spirit guide for you. Very divine feminine, soft energy, very loving, caring, and definitely really nice to access if you're doing some inner child work. I really love these energies here for you. Look at this golden Atlantean dragon, Kuan Yin here. And, doing your inner child work here with the Page of Cups, really looking at your emotional well-being and what you love to do spiritually, what your creative interests might be, because you also have the Page of Wands. Remember, this is also very inner child energy. What lights you up, okay? Literally shine your light. What makes you feel uplifted on the inside, okay? It's really to kind of focus on doing those types of things, because, you're moving towards this Ten of Cups here, which is just beautiful, okay? And is to sort of hold that vision, okay, for yourself. So there we have it, Libra. I think we might wrap it up there. I hope that's been helpful. I look forward to your next reading. In the meantime, have a great day, fantastic week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.